Hello, thanks for joining us. We wanted to create a video response to some questions we had received from readers regarding our story called China Banning Rare Earth Exports to Japan, Another Side to the Story. The first question we received from a reader was, why did so many Western media outlets report that China had banned the export of rare earth metals to Japan? I don't know if any of you have seen the stories, but the follow-up stories have suggested that actually there was no ban on rare earth exports from China. We've even reported the same. In a very simple answer, it's a very hot topic and it's a very sensitive topic right now, and the press has been following it aggressively, including the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and the New York Times. And it's a real concern in regard to the raw material supply for a lot of our green energy technologies. That's the main reason. The second issue, in terms of what happened, it's probably that China was just more retaliating regarding this dispute over these islands in the Pacific Ocean. And their response to that, and again, the Japanese had captured a Chinese captain of a fishing trawler, and basically the Chinese response was just to make all exports from China a little bit more difficult in terms of their arrival and a safe passage to Japan. What do we mean by that? Evidence of wrong shipping documents, goods getting shipped to the wrong ports, extra customs inspections, lengthier delays, some taxes, that sort of thing. So that's really the reason we think, in regard to this question, why do many media outlets report one way? It's a very sensitive issue. The second question people asked is, what is the real risk of China actually banning or limiting the export of rare earth metals? And I guess that depends on who you ask. Certainly there are some trade cases, including a 301 petition filed by the USW, actually a 5,000-page petition, of which they accused the Chinese of limiting rare earth metal exports. And to some extent that's true. There have been some limits, but some of the limits are explainable, and I just wanted to touch on those. The first one is, there is truly a Japanese black market for rare earth metals. So there are traders in China that are, I won't use the word smuggling, but taking metals out of China. They're not being taxed in the appropriate way, and they're coming into Japan, and China, the Beijing authorities want to limit that activity. The second thing is Beijing has announced that they don't want to be harming the environment. They've made a number of these claims across a number of metals industries, including aluminum and steel, and so they have limited these exports. But long-term, China has worked hard to secure its place in the world as almost a sole supplier for rare earth metals. If it were to start banning the export of those materials or really cutting off material, you would see even more development of alternative sources around the world, which we're already seeing. So to a large extent, that risk over time will be minimized, although it definitely is going to play into the short-term economics of the rare earth metal world, which is why we're seeing some price increases. So thank you for your questions, and we hope to see you soon in another video. If you have any questions or comments for MetalMiner, please feel free to get in touch with us. The email address is lreisman@aptiumglobal.com, or feel free to give us a call, 773-525-9750. And of course, you're always welcome to leave a comment on the site or visit us on Twitter or Facebook.